Hey guys, it's your boy Doomy back again with another video. And in today's video, guys, I wanted to talk about this concept of time, right? The concept of time, this illusion that is time. And one thing I've been steadily beginning to realize is that time actually doesn't exist. It probably exists in this matrix, but in terms of this realm, I don't think time actually exists. And I'm going to tell you why I don't think it exists. See, when we think about the being, when we think about ourselves, right? And, I always go back to this, the two parts, the human being, right? Two components coming together to make one life, manifest you on this plane. That's why you've spawned here. That's why you're experiencing that. But until you come to a realization that you are two things, right? Two things that are not the same, that what you see, right, as you're watching this video, this vessel does not have any power. The power comes from what is within the vessel, right? And this vessel is part of something that is so much greater than the body. It is literally everything, right? Everything that is within this universe. And when we start speaking about everything, the English language has its own limits. There's certain words that we don't have in order to describe the vastness of everything. When I'm talking about the universe, I'm not just speaking about this realm. I'm talking about every single realm that there is. Talking about the different levels of not just this life here, but life on the next level and the next level and the next level. And so we are all of that. And the body is just this that is right here on this plane. So in terms of just the mind, right, and how we are able to think, right, because sure, the mind is going to have power, but it gets its power from, the juice, which is the spiritual being within the body. We are spiritual beings having human experience. The juice comes from the spiritual being, right? The mind being powerful, the mind being, a component that is very useful in terms of manifesting what you desire, right? Manifesting your reality. Matter of fact, you are constantly manifesting your reality, whether you are aware of it or whether you are not. The experiences that you keep going through are because of you. They're not because of anyone else. It's because of how your mind works, right? The more you start to be more aware, you'll start to notice certain patterns, things happening over and over again. They're not happening over and over again because it's some form of punishment. It's because you need to realize and recognize that this keeps happening over and over again. And then that needs to be alarm bells telling you to, change something in your life in order to change what keeps happening to you, right? So in your mind, you can only think about past and you can only think about the future. The mind is incapable of being in the present moment. It's impossible. Just be sitting around chilling, bruh, and all of a sudden a thought comes from nowhere. The thought is either propelling you into the future or it's propelling you back into the past. And how emotions manifest from this is that you're going to be angry if you're in the past, you're going to be nervous or anxious if you're in the future. So realize that firstly is that the mind can never be right in this moment. What can be in this moment is the spiritual being, which is, like I said, part of everything. It is consciousness. It is awareness, right? Consciousness and awareness. Whatever you are conscious of, whatever you are aware of, you cannot be, right? And that's where it actually starts, is by realizing that. So if your consciousness, if your awareness is the only thing that can be in the present moment, that means the present moment, right, the right now, is the only moment that matters. The past doesn't matter because you can't change it. The future doesn't matter because you don't have the power to do anything except for manifest what outcome you may be looking for, right? But in that, you still can't be in it. You can only be right here in this very moment. So this is part of what you need to realize in order to realize that time doesn't matter. Now, I'll show you or tell you what happens to prove this. We as humans like to take pictures, right? We like to take selfies, right? That picture that you have taken is a picture that captures that moment. I was looking at some pictures that I found of myself and my father, who is late, passed away a long time ago. That picture for me now, with the awareness that I have, is it's deep, right? The understanding of it, that this man decided to capture that moment, right? He's capturing that moment. He's not thinking of, we're just taking this picture for the sake of taking this picture. He is holding that moment, right? He's making that moment. That moment is a priority, for lack of better term. And that moment will never happen again, but it was a moment, right? And in that moment, it was the present moment. But when you look at it, it's in the past. But even in the past, it's still in the present moment of that past, if you get what I'm saying. I've recorded this video right now. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you before I've uploaded the video, which means when you get it, it's going to be in the past, but me, I'm in the future because you're not here in this moment, right? But when you watch the video and you upload it, it's going to be the present moment of when I was recording that video. But for me, it's going to be gone. It's no longer the moment, right? Like, if we look at this realm, this planet, the way things happen in terms of, years, right? You finding out how old you are. The earth, by what they tell us, has to go around the sun once for it to be a year, and that is a year added onto you. What if I told you that we don't actually get older, right? Sure, this physical manifestation, this vessel that we're in, is going to weather, it's going to age. That's just the way that it is, right? It's eventually going to run out. And when it runs out of juice, it's done, it's over. But what is within you is not getting older. What is in you, which is the consciousness, which is the awareness, which is source, which is everything around us, stays exactly the same. Only the body is caught up in time, but what is inside the body is not caught up in time, and you are not the body. You are the spiritual being that is within the vessel, right? Therefore, time actually does not exist. Time is a concept that's made up, right? And it makes sense why they would make up time, right? Time, for one thing, gives you an idea of how long you're supposed to be at work, how long you're supposed to be resting on the weekend, right? Time gives you this idea that by a certain age, you're supposed to have done this and that, right? Time makes you feel as if you're behind. Time makes you feel as if you need to work now in order to do things. Time is a concept that is being created for this machine, right? For this matrix that we're in. That is why we have time. Think about it. There's actually no need to have currency. If they paid you with time, that would be a more accurate reflection of the work that is being done. Think about it. Let's say there's no currency. Let's say you work, 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, and those hours get added on to hours that you've worked after every single week, and then you end up having a certain amount of hours. Now, imagine the things that they make. right? Like building a house. How long did it take them to build that house? That is the amount of hours that house is going to cost you, right? How long did it take them to build this car? That is the amount of hours it's going to take you to build this car. Sure, the concept might have to be changed a little when it comes to things such as food, right? But I tell you one thing, because obviously food it takes longer to grow, right? Hence why I'm saying there have to be a special formula to work out the price in terms of time. But at the most basic level of us, we're consumers, right? We like to consume. We're more interested in getting things that we don't need: TVs, cars, watches, right? You know, all the things like buying clothes and shit. We are consumers. That's what we like to do. If this concept of rather using time instead of using using currency was what was used, it would get rid of a lot of division in terms of also having different classes, like these people are rich, that's middle class. There would be no such things. But in terms of this matrix, that is what we need. We need to have these differences in order to create these separations, because the matrix is not about bringing everyone together, it's about separating. Time is the concept of this matrix, of this construct, but at the same time, they don't use or allow us to use time in the way that would benefit everyone else. Time only benefits the matrix. It does not benefit you. Because time is basically this card they have over you. It's saying, look, you're getting older. What have you done? Time is running out. Or you need to pay for this by this date. Or on this date, you need to go and get this done. Or, bruh, time is not actually something that exists. It's just something that exists on this realm. I know, most people might not get it, but that's okay. The people that need to get it are going to get it, or they're going to build up on this, concept, right? This theory that I've hypothesized in today's video. But yeah, man, like I said in my last video, the answers are within. The answers are always inside. Go inside of yourself to find the truth. The truth will never be outside of you, right? And that's including the truth about time.